Good afternoon. Today we will study about a noun. Let's start to study about the definition of a noun. A sound is applied as a noun after the sound is agreed upon and accepted to indicate an object by the speakers in a linguistic group. From the fact that the noun let the listeners remind of an image in our spirituality, we can say that the noun is accepted or agreed in the linguistic group. As a noun is accepted or agreed in the linguistic group, the speakers in the linguistic group identify an object with a noun to indicate the object. For example, we can remind of a glue stick with a sound. For the agreement in the linguistic group, the definition for the nouns glue stick helps the speaker to identify an object that is analyzed to have the same trait as the definition for the nouns glue stick. This can be a procedure of identification in which a speaker intends to analyze what or who the object is. The linkage between a noun and an object is what we call an agreement or an acceptance. For the linkage between a noun and a sound, the role of the noun is this. When the speakers identify an object with a sound, the sound has been agreed upon as a noun. The benefit to apply a noun can be a role of a noun. The speaker and the listeners in a conversation may deal with an object that is able to be identified in the conversation with a tangible existence, or an object that is in a place where the conversation with the listeners do not take place. The speaker and the listeners are also able to deal with a concept that is an intangible object. With acceptances or agreement for nouns like faith, love, and happiness. So the speaker and the listeners are able to have a conversation about the various subjects indicated by nouns. The agreement on a noun is helpful because Jesus Christ allows the speaker and the listeners to conceptualize the same object with a noun in a conversation. As Jesus Christ comes up with the image of that accords with a noun. Agreement on nouns are helpful for the participant in the conversation to think of the same object in the conversation. So the speaker and the listeners are able to share the definite conversation on the object. The author of a noun is classified into 4 categories: an abstract noun, a proper noun, a material noun, and a general noun, according to the 4 responses from the 2 questions. From the first question, what is a noun? The 4 categories of the nouns are classified into 3 at first: an abstract noun, a proper noun, a material noun, and a general noun that are yet to be classified. From the second question, what is the unit of the object indicated by a noun? The material noun and general noun are classified into 2. So we can say that the 4 categories of the nouns are classified 2 questions. The first question to classify a noun is, what is the noun? This question is to figure out whether the speakers in a linguistic group agree on the definition of the noun. The listeners of this question, what is a noun? May start to indicate an object or describe the object. And the participant of the conversation distinguish the responses of the listeners about whether the participant in the conversation can agree on each response or not. So we can say that the participants in the conversation are able to accept the responses of the listeners or agree. From now on, we will start to study about the first question, what is the noun, and the responses as the first question to classify a noun is this: what is the noun? The 3 responses for the question to classify a noun are an abstract noun, a proper noun, and a material noun and a general noun that are yet to be classified.